It's fascinating how many of us are intrigued by the potential of crypto trading.
Right.
But, well, also completely swamped by everyday life.
Right.
Learning to trade well takes serious time and effort, and honestly, who has endless hours for that?
Exactly. It's a huge commitment.
So today we're diving deep into something that might just be a strategic shortcut for you. Crypto copy trading.
Mm-hmm.
Could this be a way to get exposure to the crypto markets by maybe tapping into the knowledge of others?
That's precisely what we aim to unpack. From our sources, particularly one channel called Bitcoin trading. Crypto copy trading basically emerges as a system where your trades automatically mirror those of another trader.
Okay.
The core idea is, that you can potentially benefit from the strategies of people who might have more experience or maybe a history of successful trading.
Okay, so let's break down that core appeal, especially for someone with a packed schedule. The lure seems pretty clear. The potential to participate in crypto without personally needing to become a full-blown trading expert, instead of dedicating huge chunks of time to understanding complex chart analysis.
Right. And consider the alternative, which the digital currency traders videos really highlight. Becoming proficient in trading, it's not a quick thing.
Not at all.
Their discussions often revolve around understanding intricate patterns like that 1-2-3 formation they mentioned quite a bit, and crucially, mastering risk management.
Yeah, risk management, always key.
It's about consistently refining your skills to try and, outperform the majority of new traders. And as we know, many newcomers face a really steep learning curve.
Just putting it mildly, I think. So our goal in this deep dive is to really get to grips with what crypto copy trading involves and, whether it can genuinely serve as an effective shortcut for you, someone looking to maybe diversify your investments without becoming a dedicated trader.
And it's important to set a realistic perspective here. While that Bitcoin trading video does show a copy trading account with some notable returns, it also acknowledges that, not every trade is a winner.
Right. No guarantees.
Exactly. This isn't a guaranteed path to profit, but it's more like a mechanism with its own set of dynamics and potential.
Okay, so that Bitcoin trading source gives us a practical glimpse, right? They talk about their own trading approach.
Yeah, identifying coins showing a specific chart pattern, that 1-2-3 bottom formation, again, after a market dip.
And their strategy involved taking small initial positions across a whole bunch of these coins.
What's interesting there, I think, is the emphasis on broad diversification rather than trying to pinpoint the one single high performer.
Like finding the needle in the haystack.
Pretty much. The expectation is that a certain percentage of these positions will have these big upward movements, what they call popcorn moves, right?
Yeah.
And those gains can then potentially offset losses from the other positions.
And they mentioned using a copy trading account to actually replicate these trades.
Yes, they did.
And they even mentioned starting with really small amounts, like $5, was it, in various coins showing these patterns. Described it as a sort of low-pressure way to get wide market exposure. And importantly, they also touched on using stop-loss orders. That's a fundamental risk management tool, right? Just to be clear for everyone, a stop-loss order is basically a preset price where your position automatically closes to limit your potential losses.
Absolutely crucial, that proactive risk management. The Bitcoin trading video explains setting these stop losses below certain technical price levels, to define and limit the potential downside.
And that seems to align with the risk control ideas we hear a lot about in the digital currency traders videos too, doesn't it? Keeping losses contained is like a recurring vital theme there.
Definitely. It's non-negotiable for serious trading.
So the copy trading part becomes clear when they mention that others could potentially connect to this account and automatically copy their trades.
Right. That illustrates the automation aspect perfectly. Your investment account essentially mirrors the trading decisions of the person you've chosen to follow.
So for you, the listener, with your busy life, instead of needing to scan tons of charts for these 1-2-3 bottom formations or manually execute trades and set all those important stop-loss levels,
a copy trading platform automates all those actions based on what the trader you're following is doing.
It's almost like having someone else do the heavy lifting, the technical analysis, executing the trades, guided by their specific strategy. The host in that Bitcoin trading video even mentioned using, 3 different accounts to test their strategy.
Yeah, and they showed the copy trading account with a significant percentage return on investment.
But crucially, they pointed out, and we should too, that past success doesn't guarantee future results.
Oh, absolutely. That last point is so, so important to emphasize. While those positive returns can look really appealing, it's critical to understand that every trader, no matter how experienced, is going to have losing trades.
It's just part of the game.
It is. The key is to really try and understand the overall strategy the person you're copying uses, and then figure out if it aligns with your own personal tolerance for risk and, your broader investment goals.
And this idea of spreading investments across different coins, even small amounts initially, it kind of echoes some of the portfolio advice from digital currency traders, doesn't it?
It does.
They often talk about position sizing, only putting a small bit of your total crypto funds into any single trade and diversifying across different crypto markets, even different blockchain technologies.
Yeah.
By the way, altcoins, a term we've used, just means cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin.
Precisely. And while the specific strategy in the Bitcoin trading video focuses on certain chart patterns, the underlying principle of not putting all your eggs in one basket, essentially, is a really sound one.
Right.
Copy trading could potentially streamline this diversification because you might follow a trader who already builds that into their approach. You're not just copying single trades, you're potentially adopting their whole market exposure strategy.
Okay, now shifting gears slightly, those digital currency traders videos consistently hammer home the significant time and effort needed to become a consistently profitable trader yourself.
Oh yeah, they don't sugarcoat it.
They emphasize that learning all the technical analysis, understanding those 1, 2, 3 patterns, moving averages, trend lines, all that stuff is really just the starting point, the foundation.
And they stress the absolute necessity of actively practicing these skills. They call it drilling for skill, I think.
Yeah, drilling for skill.
Until these analytical processes become almost second nature, automatic. And that level of proficiency just demands a huge commitment of time and, dedicated effort.
They use that analogy of learning to fly a plane, right? You wouldn't expect to pilot successfully without tons of training and practice.
Exactly. And expecting consistent success in crypto trading without putting in those equivalent hours is probably unrealistic for most people.
They also get into the really crucial psychological side of trading, managing emotions like fear and greed.
Oh, the big ones.
And avoiding common mistakes like letting losers run too long or grabbing profits too early. These are skills developed through experience. Deep self-understanding.
Yeah.
Again, takes a lot of time and self-reflection.
Absolutely. The digital currency traders videos make it super clear that even with a solid trading plan, your emotions can totally undermine your results.
Yeah.
Building the discipline to stick to a strategy and overcome those inherent biases is just critical.
Yeah.
And this is actually where copy trading might offer a real edge for busy folks.
How so?
Well, by potentially removing the need for you to constantly make those emotionally charged trading decisions yourself, you are, in essence, relying on the hopefully established discipline of the trader you choose to follow.
Ah, okay. So instead of you investing countless hours learning technical analysis, doing simulated paper trading, navigating that whole emotional roller coaster,
Which can be intense.
copy trading presents this potential alternative, leveraging the accumulated knowledge and, ideally, a proven track record of someone who's already put in that time and effort.
That's really the core argument for people with limited time. You're essentially outsourcing the trading expertise. It's interesting, the digital currency traders' videos themselves sometimes highlight how effective a systematic trading approach can be, occasionally even outperforming their own discretionary trading.
Right.
Copy trading is fundamentally about adopting someone else's established system.
And the diversification aspect comes back again here. Instead of you having to do all your own deep research and pick numerous altcoins, maybe based on limited knowledge,
Which is a huge task in itself.
you could potentially follow a trader who already uses a diversified strategy across different crypto sectors, or maybe employs different trading methods altogether. The host of the Bitcoin trading video, for instance, mentioned looking at newly listed coins as part of their wider approach.
And what's particularly interesting there is the potential access to diverse trading methods. That Bitcoin trading host described a specific popcorn strategy aimed at catching quick, big gains.
Right, the popcorn moves.
Yeah, that's a distinct technique within their overall framework. By copy trading, you might get exposure to strategies and techniques you wouldn't have otherwise found, or, frankly, known how to implement yourself.
It's almost like instead of trying to become a master chef skilled in every single technique,
Yeah.
you're subscribing to a meal delivery service curated by an experienced cook. You still get the outcome potential exposure to the crypto market without investing all that time mastering the skills yourself.
That's a great analogy, actually. And as the Digital Currency Traders channel often points out, your money is best serving you when it's working on your behalf.
Right.
For a busy person, actively trading might feel like you're constantly working for your money. Whereas copy trading, if you approach it thoughtfully, could be a way for your money to potentially work for you while you're focusing on, your job, your family, other priorities.
Okay, so let's try and summarize this. Crypto copy trading basically lets you automatically replicate the trades of people perceived as more experienced or successful traders.
In a nutshell, yes.
For busy people, like maybe you listening, this offers a potential path into the crypto market without that huge time commitment needed to learn trading, master risk management, and try to beat the odds that face most new traders. So instead of all those hours on technical analysis and the tricky parts of trading, you could potentially benefit from the strategies of others who, ideally, have a demonstrable track record.
And potentially gain diversification.
Exactly. It could provide a way to diversify across different crypto markets and maybe even expose you to trading methods you wouldn't normally encounter.
Precisely. You are, in essence, leveraging someone else's expertise and their established trading system. And like that Bitcoin trading video suggested, this could potentially let your money watch the charts while you're doing other things.
So here's a final thought for you to consider. Given these potential time-saving benefits and the access to diverse trading methods that crypto copy trading seems to offer, how might this approach strategically fit into your broader financial plan? Could it let your money watch the charts while you're doing other things, freeing up your valuable time? It's really about exploring how your investments can potentially work for you, even if you don't have the bandwidth to become a full-time trader yourself.
Yeah, and as you think about that, we definitely encourage you to investigate the various crypto copy trading platforms out there. Do your homework. Research the traders on these platforms. Look closely at their historical performance, understanding it's not a guarantee, but it's data. Try to understand their strategies. And critically, assess if their risk approach and goals align with your own.
Super important.
It really is. It's about making a well-informed choice and recognizing that while copy trading might offer a shortcut, it absolutely comes with its own set of important considerations and potential risks that need careful evaluation before you jump in.